do this first. Oh. Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to our 10-minute FM lessons. For those who don't know me, my name is Alana Dunoff. My quick backstory, I've got about 30 years in facilities management, mostly as a strategic facilities planner, but I'm also an FM educator, and I've been an adjunct professor for 18 years now. I've been currently teaching at Temple University in their facilities management program. We had finals yesterday, so I've got papers to grade and grades to post by Saturday. So that's my job for the next couple of days. I'm also a qualified instructor for both the Pro FM and the IFMA FMP credentials. And some of the material today actually does come from the Pro FM body of knowledge and a couple other sources as well, but you'll get a little insight into the material. So today we're focusing on FM and building technology systems. So today we can acknowledge that buildings really are operated and managed by and with technology. But 30 years ago, when I had my first job at Jefferson University Hospital here in Philadelphia, and I was their space planner, I managed 4 million square feet of space. I had to manage a system. My primary technology back 30 years ago was the landline phone, right? And I remember voicemail was kind of a big deal. We had big dummy terminals and monitors and big honking CPUs, and that was what our technology is. And I even implemented a CAFM system for the university, a computer-aided facilities management system. And it was an unwieldy DOS-based system that at the time was like super cutting edge. But nowadays we know we can, manage our buildings with our phone from the beach. And so today there's sort of this alphabet soup of software and software platforms, all designed to help us manage our buildings more efficiently and more effectively. So my goal today is to give you a quick primer on what some of these systems do. So let's start with CAFM versus integrated work management systems, or IWMS systems. So CAFM first actually arrived in like the 1960s and sort of on the government side of the house. And it wasn't until the 1990s when you start to see it commercially developed. And essentially, CAFM systems harness the power of CAD, or computer-aided design drawings, that to help to manage the physical space. So, because if you can electronically connect the space on a floor plan with a person or an actual object, you can integrate that information for better planning and better reporting, and ultimately creating better and smarter data and information. Integrated work management systems, or IWMS systems, all showed up around 2004. So they're still pretty young. And they took CAFM systems to the next level, creating sort of an all-in-one platform that integrates sort of multiple tools or modules, all from that same CAD drawing, all from that same electronic drawing. So now not only can you manage your space utilization that you can with CAFM systems, but you can also manage your real estate portfolio. You can manage all your assets and equipment. You can manage your fleet. If you have a lot of cars or trucks, you can manage your conference rooms. You can manage sustainability, and you can even manage your work orders. So from my perspective, an IWMS system is all this amazing information and data all in one place, which to me is just glorious. So some of the big pictures around both CAFM and integrated work management system is nowadays, they can either be sort of on-premise, meaning they can reside in your data center software, or a lot of them are cloud-based, making them even more usable and flexible for a lot of organizations. And they bring sort of unified data together, connecting human resources information, the people data, with the physical space. And pulling that information together is what allows that data to really be smart, allowing you to track information better and manage data better. These systems provide a lot of analytics and reporting, allowing for a lot of efficiency and operational use. CMMS systems, which stands for Computer Maintenance Management Systems, which I'm sure most of you are aware of, is essentially a software system for your maintenance requests, shifting you away from the phone calls and the sticky notes or the little scratch notes or emails that your end users would tell you when something's broken. Hey, I'm calling, or I'm leaving you a note saying my light bulb is out, or my chair is broken, or the coffee pot, fell over and is dripping all over the pantry. And so these systems now electronically allow you to track, manage, control, and organize all of that information all in one place. One of the cool things about CMMS systems, it actually brings together both the end user information and requests and issues. I have a problem, the coffee pot or the toilet is overflowing. It connects that data and that information and those requests connected with preventative maintenance requests and scheduling. So if you have, if you're doing your preventative maintenance on HVAC system and changing filters, all of that information comes together into one sort of smarter system. So for many FMs, implementing an electronic CMMS system completely changed how they perform and their outcomes, allowing them to be much more streamlined in their approach. And just like the integrated work management systems and the CAFM systems, CMMS systems can be either standalone software, or a CMMS system could be a module within an integrated work management system. So we see that existing as well. And again, they track information, they provide a lot of visibility. You're able to see trending information, optimizing preventative maintenance, asset inventory. And one of the most interesting parts, I think, and helpful parts about CMMS systems, in addition to all the data it provides, is it allows you to collect customer feedback. Because when you have the requests coming in from individuals, you can go back and collect information and find out how you're doing and how well you are being efficient and satisfying the work and the tasks that have to be done. We hear a lot about, I don't know if you hear the term a lot, of this idea of a smart building, but you may not exactly know what it really means. But essentially, SMART refers to the concept of a fully integrated and automated system. So SMART means that the system itself will monitor, control, and adjust itself without a whole lot of sort of human hand-holding and interaction, which is why it's sometimes also referred to as automated buildings or intelligent buildings, because the system sort of does it automatically all by itself based on some defined parameters and thresholds put into that system. Under the hierarchy of smart buildings are a whole set of other systems and software called building management systems, building automation systems, or building control systems, which are all essentially interchangeable. They're just sort of marketed, there's like market differentiation when you see what's the difference between a BMS system or a BAS system. They're all essentially the same. They all have essentially the objective of creating sort of a self-regulating system to help the building operate at its peak efficiency, effectiveness, as well as managing sort of cost savings. The other things that these systems do is they integrate a multiple number of other systems and smaller systems with basically a common user face or interface. So some of the types of systems that get included in a BMS or a BAS system are the HVAC system and monitoring and controlling that. Or if you have a sensory or lighting system, an energy management system that's going to take temperature readings and adjust the lighting levels or the heat load and make shades go up and down, or turn the HVAC on because they work together. Other systems that are involved or connected are often elevator systems and all kinds of fire and life safety systems, because we set these thresholds that if something is not right in the system, alarms and notifications goes off to say, hey, human, it's time to intervene in these systems, right? They're smart until they need a little extra help from an actual person. The last piece that gets connected within the smart buildings is the Internet of Things, which is a whole broad category all by itself. The Internet of Things, or IoT, refers to sort of the network of different kinds of devices that are connected via the internet, and again, into these building management systems. Oftentimes, IoT or Internet of Things use sensors to collect information and then are adjusted within the system. So if you have a conference room and you want to know if people are actually using that conference room that's been booked, you might have an occupancy sensor on the seating or an occupancy sensor in the room that tells you the lights go on. And if the lights go on, it means there's a person inside. or you have occupancy, or you have sensors rather that look at temperature control, and again, adjust as necessary. BMS systems essentially allow all of these systems to talk to each other because they rely on each other to work properly. They're also interconnected, making our buildings smart. And then the last system I want to talk about is BIM, or Building Information Modeling. Essentially, BIM makes a building come to life. Every hinge, every handle, every HVAC unit, they're all integrated into the drawings of the building. Again, building from that CAD drawing. If we can have a computer-aided design drawing, we can do anything with it. So it creates a model that really allows for total facility life cycle. Basically building from the concept of the building and planning to construction and operation, and eventually sort of disposal. So the whole cradle to grave of the building. BIM is also a really collaborative system that brings the entire built environment process together essentially in one electronic building model. It's sort of a one-stop shop, as you will, for the entire life cycle. I have this image of like a holographic image of a building. You know, architecture firms used to make models, you know, with foam core and wood. Now they make models, you know, electronically. And I picture this holographic image where you can, you know, touch the boiler and up on the screen comes up and says, here's the maintenance history and the diagnostics of the boiler and how it's working and how it's running. And hey, it's time for some kind of maintenance, or maybe there's a predictive maintenance tool we have to use for it. BIM also allows us to incorporate sustainability, and the data can also be used to provide information for cost savings, and even ties into, again, preventative maintenance, inventory, and procurement systems. You know, hey, we need more of X, Y, and Z of this filter or something that we, or this particular part that we need. So it really does a whole lot of everything. It slices and dices, it's sort of Julienne's, a little bit of everything. I don't know a lot of FMs who use BIM, but I know a lot of vendor partners that do. So we see a lot of BIM modeling in the design and construction industry. And that is my 10-minute lesson. So as we wrap up for December here, Jim and I really want to wish you all a wonderful holiday season and happy and healthy new year. And thank you so much for joining us and being a part of this process. We do have 2 more lessons coming up in January, one on business continuity and another one on the value of bad news data, me and my data information. If you want to check out any of our archived lessons, you can go to learn2beanfmpro.com and you can click on the 10-minute FM lessons. And we've got, you know, 20 or so lessons if you're looking for a little bit of inspiration or learning over the course of the holiday season. And I actually got an email from someone who said that they're sharing these with their staff to give them a little bit of, hey, here's a little bit of something to learn this week, which is super cool. So we really appreciate that. And finally, I just want to let you know that if you are thinking about FM education, Jim and I are going to be kicking off a Pro FM class in the new year as well in February. So in January, we'll share some more information with you on all of that. So with that, we say thank you so much and wishing you the happiest of holidays. And if anyone's got any comments, love to hear that. Otherwise, we'll let you on your merry way. Hey, I said merry way.
Merry Christmas, Alana.
Happy and healthy holiday, everybody.